What's good, Lucky Podcast? I'm Shaun Davis, SD2 Mics, that dude, the original Lucky Lefty himself. The Onora boys are back in the building, brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you drink, by all means, make sure you do so
responsibly.
You got to do it responsibly. Hey, it's game week. Fall camp is over. Let's wrap it up, Left. First of all, before we get into it, thank you for the prayers, thoughts, and everything that we got over the last week. Basically, we took a week off, Left. You had a procedure. You had a surgical procedure. I had just finished radiation, and shout out to my, shout out to my oncologist, dude.
That's right.
Yeah, man. S. Patel, my girl. She's from the Bronx originally. Man, I love her. She keeps it a buck, Left. And I never forget the last day of radiation. She looks me in my eye, says, the next 2 weeks are gonna be worse.
She wasn't lying.
And you know me, I'm like, what? Man, I come home, do a show the day of.
Right.
Tons of energy, like, yo, bruh. 2 days later, my entire neck area, I had lost the skin. The skin had flaked off. My voice was gone. Mucus. They found a blood clot in my right calf from the chemo. It was crazy. And you know me, I'm still doing shows, still doing ministry work. And finally, my wife just pulled the plug, like, give me your phone, give me your laptop. You're not doing anything. And so, yeah, I was forced to rest. And then you on the other end, your significant other kind of forced you to do the same thing.
Well, my appendix have forced me to do the same thing. You know, it definitely it's after the surgery that makes it a lot harder, man. Not having a core and just going through it, and it's a serious thing when you get an appendectomy, I guess. So glad to have gotten through that, but you know, it definitely one of those things where they talk about the recovery being harder than the actual surgery. So I'm glad that we both back on page because it wasn't easy, man. But I think it was one of those breaks we needed, and coming in back at the right time, going over this stuff, man. I think a lot of developments that are well worth willing to talk about. Good grief! I mean, Sam Hartman making the quarterback position at Notre Dame looking very ideal, very ideal. I ain't seen so many deals go through that room and ever. So it's
yo, it was crazy. We missed you guys. I'll be honest. I tried to sneak and do a show last week. Yeah, because my wife had to leave the house.
Thought you had time.
And I'm hitting left up, and I'm like, where's this dude at? And left hit me with the, oh man, I just had my appendectomy. I'm like,
crippling. Now I fought it for some days though. You know, I'm thinking, oh, okay, stomach virus, whatever.
Oh man.
Then I couldn't walk. Then I'm like, man, what's going on, man? And I'm thinking that's it. I'm like, oh, but you know what's so crazy about when you going through this type of stuff, surgery and all type of crazy information, you like, man, I ain't as invincible as you think. You know, you start getting real grateful. You start getting real grateful for stuff. You like, man, I could have got taken out that quick. It could have been over that fast, boom. And dang, I'm thinking I'm, you know, can get through anything, you know, a bowl of nails,
you know,
ankle, but when you get a little older, and you sitting up in that bed, you like, man, they injected you with 50 different things and get you feeling all right.
Bro, I had to go at one point. I was dehydrated,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I had to go to the hospital for fluids.
Gotta get that bag.
Bruh, let me tell you something. They stuck me about 10 times, man. Right?
Sheesh.
Because I use my veins for the chemo. A lot of
Right.
people get ports. They said my veins were so strong they could just use my veins. But by the end of the treatment, my veins were cooked.
Right.
So they're
They
trying
couldn't
to find something to give me fluids. So they ended up going above my elbow to catch a vein. And yo, I'm telling you, man. Oh man. Oh man. And needles, I don't have a problem with needles.
But the 10th time, I
But
got a problem.
once you go above your elbow, they have to go a little deeper because the veins are not right at skin level.
Yeah, that's when I got that PRP injection in my shoulder. So, like you said, they got to dig under the muscle to find the
Yeah,
area, and
yeah,
you like, all right, now you there,
yeah,
you
yeah,
something. You start feeling like, oh yeah, it's crazy how is it a man thing? Is it a man's tolerance of pain goes down the
yeah.
older they get? I feel real sheepish sitting up in that hospital about to croak over and all type of crazy stuff.
It
But
is.
hear women that be like, oh, we go through that every day. I'm like, well, y'all tougher than me, man.
But those of you that have significant others, man, and people that advocate for you, man, let me tell you something, man. My wife is an angel,
That's
and
right.
she is an RN, so it's a blessing. But yeah, it was
An experience, man.
yeah, to say the least. So LL question of the day, 2:30 Saturday, over in Ireland, Notre Dame Navy. What are you looking forward to? LL question of the day. What do you want to see the most? Left, I'm ready to see Jared Parker, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm ready to see. I think I know the players we have, but Jared Parker for me. What about you?
I definitely want to see the Jared Parker questions answered. I think it'll be uh, maybe a 3 or 4 game span to where we fully get the evaluation from what we're getting from him. But so much hype and uncertainty on the offensive side of football with Sam Hartman coming in and the running game already being strong, a transitioning of the tight end value to the offense. I want to see what that looks like. But just Jared Parker's way of, his adamant he was adamant about how it's going to look improved on the things we were lacking on last year. So answering that against a team that I'm sure we can do whatever we want, run, pass, play action, screen, is going to be available. So how do you for a first game in Ireland, this is half of this got to probably be a little entertainment. So you want to see some high value throws to bias. You want to see some big runs by your young guys. How does he put it together? And I don't think it'll tell us the whole future of what the offense is going to look like, but it definitely will show us who makes it run. I want to see who makes the offense run, and then as the week goes on, see how it complements and what players complement those main stars. So, is Chris Tyree going to be the focus, or is Audric Estime still got it? Is Sam Hartman the great manager, or is he going to be the great savior? So, many questions about who's going to be the cog in the machine, but what are the supporting parts that are going to supplement that throughout the season? Is it going to be the outside game with Tobias and JT and Deion Cosley and those guys supporting the Chris Tyree. It's going to be a run game. That's the staple, but Sam Hartman is cooking on the outside with his guys down the field. Those questions, I think, are going to start to be answered, but I'm excited to see what the offense comes out with. Defensively, I mean, that's just a battle of attrition. Are we going to be on the field 59 plays in a row? Can we get off the field on third down? And then who are going to be the stars? We know that we have a great defense. Who's going to be the stars? Who's going to pop out?
Lucky Lefty podcast, Marcus Freeman. He talked about Jared Parker, his development of what we might see and how he allowed him to be free during the fall camp.
Situations in fall camp where it's unscripted, right? And when you have a play caller that's called plays for many years, a lot of times you script those things out. But, it was something that me and Jared talked about in length about making sure, head coach, let me have some unscripted period so I can get used to continuing calling plays. We even did it in walkthroughs, right? We would go walkthroughs and call it. Don't script it out, call it. And so I think that helps him with, what it's like to really continuously call plays. I've been really pleased with the growth of him as a leader, with him as a leader of a staff, him as a leader of the offense. He's done a tremendous job. His players truly buy into who he is as a leader. That's to me a reflection of a great leader. When your players start to speak the same language, when your players are acting very similar to the leadership in that offensive room or defensive room, it's a reflection of leadership. So I'm really pleased with what he's.
So Marcus Freeman said he gave Jared Parker a lot of unscripted periods, which, usually in camp, you script the plays, you go through it, you go through the periods. But to develop that offense and give him an opportunity to develop his identity, he gave him a lot of periods that were unscripted. How are we going to allow that to play out the early part of this season? You're on mute.
As an offensive coordinator, you got to get that sort of flow of getting in rhythm of things. It's like, there's Steph Curry. He has set shots and plays and stuff like that. But when he's hot, you give it to him anywhere. Let him go. Don't call a timeout. Just let him go. Let him do his thing. And that's a lot of what it takes on the offensive coordinator side to get the flow in the game. You can't script out a game. You can script out the first 15 plays, to gather information, this, that, and the third, take your shots. But after those openers, you really got to have a flow of or a knack, or do you have a sense of beat on the defense? Do you have a sense of what they're trying to do to you? That's what the only thing you can really script in the opening part of the game is that enough to expose what the defense is trying to do. You get kind of the things that make it go, and then really you free calling it. And I think a lot of practice at that is something that's helpful, but it's one of those things where some people have a great skill at free calling, just like some people can draw. Some people you can just give a pen and a paper to, and they stick figure it's just way better than the average stick figure. And then you be like, I don't really practice. It's just how I see it, Same thing with offensive play calling. Some guys needed to be scripted, but that only can take you so far. You got situations on the field where change of possessions put you at a shorter field. You got the flow of the game. Maybe a player's getting hot. Quarterbacks going back to back to a receiver on particular drives. You got to be able to know how to complement that and keep the wave going. And for a guy like Jared Parker, who's always been in that background role where he hasn't had the reins to be the first person to put the play out there, he always been the guy that's complimenting it or okay in it or saying maybe we should do something different. So for him to be in that position where now it's like, well, we looking at you to run the show. You got to be the lead. Is good practice for Marcus Freeman to acknowledge that, because in the game, he don't want to be going like looking at the sheet like call this. He wants Jared to be comfortable enough because we have the tools. It's different if we only can run the ball. It's like, okay, scripted makes sense, whatever, get your best runs in. Now you can literally we can do anything we want. Run, pass, throw. There's no excuse. Toss, sweep, all of it. How you going to manage that, Jared Parker? When I'm just like, go ahead. It's
right.
A free call.
Look, man, it's one of the most important things that I think is going to bode well for Notre Dame early. And that's the fact that no one really knows who Jared Parker is as an OC.
You don't.
And to be honest, I don't really think they have to show a lot in the games prior. No. So I think they still have some stuff on the back burner going into Ohio State. Honestly speaking.
You need to identify who your guys that make the offense go these first couple games. And it don't got to be schemed plays because we don't need to scheme too much. I mean, come on. They only can play so many things, and we have better players. So a man is a man is a man is a man. Throwing it up is throwing it up. But who are you consistently going to, I think, is what's important in the first 4 games. Because when you get to Ohio State, you got to go to your guys. It ain't, scheme matters, but and it's third down, who are you throwing it to? And everybody knows it. Because Ohio State got a guy that is third down, and they're throwing it to no matter what, and you can't do nothing about it. But that's what makes great teams go and win big games is when you do it off of your guys.
Yeah.
Scheme gonna keep you in the game and throw some wrinkles in there. You go, oh, okay, you came to play. But when it come down to the nitty-gritty, which I think Jared Parker has to identify, because you can't just say, we got a bunch of guys, we got a bunch of guys. Got a Great House and Cosley and Tyree and Aldrich and Sam, and the list, goes on and on. But only one guy can get that football when it matters the most. And every team, generally, even though the great teams, Alabama, when they had Devontae Smith and all those characters, Devontae Smith was the dude, though. Yeah, they got Najee Harris and O.J. Howard and all the big time, but it's Devontae Smith. They wasn't confused about it. When the chips got down, we're throwing it to the guy who won the Heisman. Who's our Heisman on a good team? And I think that's a hard thing to do unless you really know the team, which Jared Parker does. He was there. It's not like he's inherited in this team. He was already there. Who are you going to go to that we didn't go to last year that you can stand on and be like, this is why we're different, because we're going to the guys that had 2 catches last year that should have had 32 catches, So identifying those dudes is what needs to be done in those first 4 games. And then Ohio State is when you get the supplement players. That's how we found out when we played against Ohio State. That's how we found out about Mbuka or in Becca.
Yeah.
We found out about him because their dude got hurt.
Yeah.
And they was going to him. They was force feeding Jackson and Jigba, Brandon Joseph's highlight career at Notre Dame, getting him out of there. And then we found out about who else they had, who also end up becoming, right now, they a top. Mbuka is a top receiver this year,
Yeah. Him and Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah.
And that can be us. We find our main guys in by the Ohio State game. That's when we find the supplement, like that third receiver, that second running back, because they're going to be prepared for the ones. The ones going to equal each other out. They got a KD, we got a LeBron. Okay, boom. But what's your bench look like? We got a Caldwell Pope that good in the crunch, mixed with a X factor in Aaron Gordon, who's a great matchup problem.
Right.
You need some of them in big games. But your first game, that's the Harlem Globetrotter game. That's where you roll out. This who getting the NIL money around here, Sam and Aldrich and all those commercials with them. We need to see those guys in the first four.
It's like going to a barbecue and all they have is meat. Like, what we doing?
What we doing?
No spaghetti? No potato salad? No macaroni? What's up?
Meat good though. They done.
I mean, yeah, it's
but
good.
You're not keeping me there. I'm about to go to the spot down the street with the sides and the potato salad. I might get me a here.
See, those are the good old days when you had 4 or 5 spots to hit on a holiday.
Yeah. Hit the park. Everybody will be at the park. And then you got your neighborhood, your neighbor doing something. Then your cousin on the other side of town. Everybody always, and then your friend, your homeboy guy. So you just that's what Christmas time, Christmas time, holiday, Thanksgiving. You gotta make your rounds. You can never just settle on the first house. The first house where you get your your little appetizers, you do your gift sharing. And then by noon, when the football games come on, you go to your favorite cousin's house. Y'all do the little spades, and it'd be a whole event. You done seen your whole family in a couple hours, and you're good.
Right. Lucky Lefty podcast. So Jared Parker definitely going to be something to watch, not just Saturday, but to start the first month of the season, going into that Ohio State game.
He got to be like dazzling. What they say, the boy wonder. That's the type of narratives we need out of Jared. Man, we done found our greatness. We done hit our stride. Jared Parker is lighting the scoreboards up. The key we never knew we was missing was been hidden in the tight end room. Perfect example, Alex Galesh, tight end coach for Tennessee. Took Tennessee's offense from 108 to number 1 in the country. A tight ends coach. Went with Josh Heupel. So it can happen. And what happened after that? He went from 108 to number 1, had Jalen Hyatt, Hendon Hooker, all those great guys, Joe Milton, and then got a head coaching job. So that's what can happen when you're doing your job. But particularly here, you got a chance to really blow it up with damn near better players going into it. We all know Jalen Hyatt, that's damn near fast man NFL right now. We ain't got nothing like that, but we got pieces.
Yeah. So camp is done, and Marcus Freeman said there were 3 things he wanted to accomplish, and he feels they did.
There was 3 things as a head coach I really wanted to get out of fall camp. One is I wanted to build the depth of our team. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, there's a lot of guys that we're going to count on that do not have game experience. And so I'm pleased at the depth at certain positions that we were able to really get valuable reps in camp. We really forced the coaches to play some of those, what we would call 2s in 1 situations, and let's see those guys develop and see what they can do when they're playing against some of the best. The second thing was I wanted to really get us physically ready to play a game, but also keep us healthy. I mean, it's something that I looked at the injuries from last year in fall camp, and I said, we got to find a better way to do this. And so I think we were down over half of the concussions. And I know we decreased in every soft tissue ligament injury in all facets of in any body part. So we really decreased the injuries. And I know the weather helped, but I think we were 79% down in dehydrations for fall camp. So that was really, our team did a great job. Just the sports performance team, the medical trainers, our coaches really did a great job at keeping the guys healthy and making sure we have everybody we need as we get ready to go to Dublin, Ireland. And the last thing we really wanted to do is really increase our leadership. I believe that's what will be our edge is our leadership. And we have a lot of leaders, right? We have a lot of guys that are in leadership positions, but I think the team did a great job. Our coaching staff did a great job of really promoting leadership, helping to build leadership, putting them in positions to, all of our seniors spoke to the team at some point about some of the lessons they've learned over their time here and really try to just create an environment of leadership to really promote that amongst our program.
So I'll say this. The leadership thing was a massive fail last year. Massive fail. Your 4 captains, Joe Alt, Sam Hartman, J.D. Bertrand, and Cam Hart.
That would sound good for a school project. We had to come up with a business strategy, launch a company. It's great 4 leaders for that.
I feel like there's a hidden message behind that.
Like, it's on paper, how could you not? Right? How could you not pick those 4? Great, upstanding citizens. You got you a first rounder in there, bona fide. You know, you got your face of the program transferred. You know, you got a wily vet looking to a lot to prove with good leadership qualities. And then you got the good old faithful, you know, the embodiment of Notre Dame football with JD Bertrand, great team leader, and all of that. It's just, you know, I would like to think of it. Yeah, these are great picks. I just think that are they going to embody the leadership that it takes to win football games though? I mean, we remember Joe Alt's experience in New York, and it was just a little awkward. It's just like, how you not what was it, Shaun? How you not know what food to eat in New York, man? How you not know that? It's like, yeah, you a great player. Of course, you first round, but how you not know that? Bro? See, this it's not like it's a disconnect, but it's like, come on, are we gonna rally behind?
I can see. I can kind of see your point, and I'll go to and look. This is a name where people either go over the top or they get super defensive. JD Bertrand
Yeah,
is a
embodiment of Notre Dame football.
He embodies Notre Dame football.
Yeah, I mean, he's everything you would, you know, he gonna team player. He gonna do the right thing when you're not looking. That whole deal.
I would much rather JD Bertrand not be a captain and be a consistent player.
If I had to trade, absolutely.
Than to be a captain and still be inconsistent.
But be loved though.
Yes, that's just me. That's just me. Because of the position he plays.
Because of the position.
His performance is much more important. Now, you know, him being able to get people lined up and know everything and be a captain.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yes, I expected Sam Hartman to be a captain.
I mean, hell, you getting signed by Dove and Beats and on Wall Street and you gotta be the captain.
Yeah.
We done kick the dude out for you. You gotta be the captain.
Cam Hart has pretty much been a captain.
Yeah, just he has the most respect out of the other three.
Yeah.
Sam just got there. So regardless of how you feel, he just got there. You know. So that's cool. JD doesn't have the same on-field respect as Cam does. I think, you know, the guys revere Cam in a OG type of way. Like, okay, you know, I'm up and coming as a Ben Morrison. I ain't no slouch, but at the same time, you know, I show my respect to my elders, kind of thing. So I think Cam Hart, who also has a lot to prove and is trying to prove a lot going into the season, I think he's going to make some headway in that leadership, and that captain role will help him allow himself to, you know, be the leader on the defense that we need this year. And for Joe Alt, I mean, it is what it is. He's going to be a staple figure, foundation to the team. He's always going to be there. He's probably the most consistent out of the other three. You know, it's just he's like Zach. It's like, man, Zach is just his own player. He's going to do his job. He's going to be great at it. You know, he's going to be the toughest dude on the field. It's just one of those things that is it the beacon of motivation, or is it just, man, I'm glad we got him on our team. So I think it's just a good mix. I probably would have think the rally cry would go behind an Aldrick more as a captain. I'm sure he was probably like that guy that just missed it. You know what I mean? He just missed it through technicalities. Like, I think Aldrick would be a better captain than JD, but you're not gonna give the captain over Aldrick. You're not gonna give it to Aldrick over JD. You know, you would give it to Aldrick and JD. You can't, but you're not gonna give it over. You know what I mean?
I'm sure somebody like Riley Mills probably got some votes.
Yeah, Riley got some votes. You know, Ben Morrison should be a captain if we really doing it how football should be doing it. You know, you put your best players at captain. That is what it is.
I mean, I understand. I understand why the 4 ended up being selected by their teammates. As Marcus Freeman said, those 4 got over 10 votes. And they had other people who had high votes. Like you said, Aldridge probably just missed it.
No, he probably, man, they probably had to tell him, look, you'll be our every other week cap. You know how they bring an extra captain on for the week, that kind of thing. Because I mean, he in every commercial and promo video we got. So he got to get some love somewhere.
And like I said, you mentioned JD Bertrand, people get defensive. Look, linebacker is linebacker. It doesn't matter what system you play. Scraping over the top and making tackles is the same thing in every defense.
That's right.
As a linebacker. Missed tackles, missed assignments. It happens too many times. Or it happened too many times. So I'll stick to what I said. You could take the captaincy. I just need him to play consistent.
That's right.
That's it.
And that's,
this is his 3rd year playing. This is his 3rd year playing. Well, I mean, at some point, either you know how to play football, you know how to play the position, or you don't.
You don't.
And after 3 years, JD should be a very consistent linebacker. Very consistent. And that's the most important thing for me. Now, the issues they had in the locker room with leadership last year, I don't think they'll have that, especially with these 4 captains.
But that's what concerns me the most about the captainship is that all those guys except Sam was there. I maybe give a little bit of an excuse to Cam because he's in and out being hurt, this and that. But there's no excuse for JD for us to go from 0 leadership and he was there playing the whole time to a year later, you playing in the exact same spot a lot the whole time. You were responsible for last year, JD, even though you didn't have a C on your chest. Because if you was a leader, how you become a leader after you was already here and wasn't a leader, So I'm not gonna say wasn't a leader, but wasn't the type of leader that is being named captain for a Notre Dame football team. So it's almost in that same category as Jared Parker. Jared Parker comes back and says, yeah, we got all these things we want to do. But you was here last year, not doing it. And yeah, you may not have had the total control, but from what I heard, you was involved in all the calls and scripts and game plans, and they listened to you for what it's worth. And we putting up 16 against Stanford. So, I can't absolve you from that, but I'm encouraged about what you acknowledged is the problem. But can you do it is the whole result that we're looking to see.
Hey, I just want to see him. Look, man, he's been playing for 3 years. Football is football. That's it. There's no excuses this year. None.
Yeah.
We talk about year 1 in this system, all of that. You play a position for 3 years, you should know how to play the position.
And be damn good.
The keys that you read are the same thing.
That's right.
We had Pete Bursich on. He said you read your same keys. It doesn't matter what the system is. The keys that you're reading are all the same for a linebacker. And if you're having a problem scraping over the top and not getting to the outside or run plays, that has nothing to do with the system. That's you. How many times did we see JD Bertrand take a false step in the wrong direction last year?
Yeah. That's a problem.
That's it. towards the end of the season, he was fantastic. Bowl game, fantastic. We need that every week. Every week. It's plain and simple. That's all we're asking about. Just need him to be consistent every week. Surprised go ahead, love.
I don't feel like it's that hard. I mean, 3 years. How many stabs at it till you feel comfortable enough to go out there and execute, week after week? I just think that needs to be the question that's answered with a guy like KD, because then it comes down to putting you in a marriage category where we just don't think you can do it. It's like, okay, we give you all these ample opportunities, but can you do it or can you not do it? Because I think a lot of it is pressured on the fact that we got these young cats, these Thundercats coming in that look like they action figures ready to go, ready to be unleashed off the chain, and we holding on to good old Faithful that we love, and he embodies what we want to build here. But them young guns that may not got it all figured out are becoming more attractive and wanting to play than what we put out there. So,
Yo, one of the surprises of the camp, Pat Coogan wins a spot on the offensive line. And then it's not Billy Shroud, but it's Rocco Spindler. The two grinders on the inside are the two starting guards. Surprise to some, Marcus Freeman, he talked about it.
It was really, really good. The competition amongst those guys was what you want to see. I think Rocco and Pat both just, the confidence they build in their coaching staff, the trust of them being able to do their job on a consistent basis was why they'll be in there to start the game. And so I feel really good about the depth of our guard position. Billy had a great spring. And so, a great fall camp. So, but those two guys, man, have had a really good fall camp in terms of just the execution. All of them are physical. All of them have the traits that you look for in offensive guards. But the overall execution of what they were asked to do on a consistent basis is why those guys will be starting for us.
Yeah, you get an opportunity for guys to have the ability to be playable. I just think that's an attractive thing, and Marcus Freeman acknowledges that. And for him to be having so many two-way players as it is, I just think he might have pioneered engineering entire recruiting classes that are playing both ways of the football. Hell, by the time 2025 comes, even the quarterback got to play a little safety. So I think for him his formula of that type of versatility, stemming the right competitive attitude, having guys ready and available on whatever they ask, I think it is something special that he's cooking up with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, you as a head coach of a program like this, the best thing you could do is be decisive on who to play, regardless of how close it could be. Because I think that just is a way more professional, and the kids will take it a lot better. And you got to let the chips fall where they may, but you cannot, as a big time head coach, be an undecisive person on roster management. I think that's just one of the three cardinal sins as a head coach that you can't do.
Yeah, it's funny because I wonder the change between Harry Houston and Joe Rudolph, how it impacted the battle at guard. Joe Rudolph, it's just a little bit different than Harry.
Probably going more on a field.
He likes his guards to have a lot more movement.
Yeah,
he likes athletic guards that can get out, pull, do stuff like that. And I wonder how that impacted this battle.
That's right.
But the depth that they have, that he talked about, going 2 deep, sometimes 3 deep on the inside, bodes well. It really does. And Coach Newberry, head coach at Navy, who was the defensive coordinator last year, who basically blitzed every down in the second half of their game last year. I'm pretty sure he's going to apply pressure.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he's going to try and allow Sam Hartman to get comfortable on Saturday. So, this offensive line is going to have to pick up a lot of stunts, twists, fires, everything. I think they're going to be put to the test early. So we'll see how this top five, we'll see how they look right out the gate.
That's right.
It's going to be interesting, Left. It's going to be interesting. The last time we talked, you said you were comfortable with Notre Dame sitting at 13. The over-under for the game went up a little bit. It went up to 50.5. Remember, it was like 48? Went up to 50.5. The line went up to 20.5. So it got bumped up a little bit. But people still don't believe in Sam Hartman, possibly in this offense. Is it Sam Hartman or is it skill position players that they don't believe in when we look at the prop bets? Because they still have his touchdowns at around 25 on the season. And they still have his yardage at right around 2,800.
Yeah, I 100% believe is Sam Hartman not moving the needle from a narrative standpoint. Because I guess what, if we got Caleb Williams transferred over, I bet you we would have our numbers going through the roof. If we
They played
had
San Jose State on Saturday night, I think they're a 30-point favorite.
Yeah, like come on, they're not a 30-point favorite without him, even though they have a good team. So yeah, it's 100% Sam being the reason why. I mean, how many times does a top quarterback go transfer, go somewhere, and nothing happens? Like, hell, Tyler went to Alabama, and Alabama's top 5 in transfer rankings now, or something crazy. We ain't even cracked it. We ain't even cracked that, and we lost the kid. So I do think that's his challenge. You know, you got people outside of football giving you the hype that people inside of football is not giving you.
Yeah.
So you fighting the narrative battle of being, as some people would describe, the great hope. And then as others as it's no difference. So if I was Sam, I'm feeling away. You know, you reaping a lot of benefits, getting beats and dove and, you know, well-deserved through your accomplishments. But football is such a crazy game. Hell, you gotta
now it depends on which beat he's getting.
They gave him a nice little beats deal because he gave the team some beats, you know.
Yeah, but are you giving me the studio quality joints? Am I getting the little plugs?
You
the ones that wrap around your ear?
The little the gold travel ones that look cool on the walk, you know, block out the noise, that kind of thing. But
it was a cool moment. Cool moment with Sam Hartman.
Cool moment. Hell, if you can go out there and bless your team with some gifts because you got paid or whatever, that's cool. That's cool. And that's something that's never happened before.
So back in 2015, what would Malik have given?
Oh, Malik would have been signed. Malik would have been signed with a bed company. And I would have given out the fellas some mattresses and pillows. Yeah. That would have I would have been shooting that NIL.
Mattresses and pillows.
Me and Dak sleeping in them Tempur-Pedics. That's where I would have went. Straight, I would have called Tempur that day. Hey, I like laying down on something nice after a long, hard day. Yeah, that would have been me right there.
I was just willing to bet it was going to be some type of restaurant food deal.
See, you know, people, especially what I've learned in Notre Dame, our players are very picky. we didn't had every selection and thing you could have imagined. I'm over there thinking like, ooh, we on to something. And then I got all my teammates wanting chicken fingers and fries all the time. Like, you don't see the sushi? It's sushi night. You want some chicken fingers and fries? Yeah, they don't appreciate palates like mine. So I would definitely give them something they all like, and that's that's Sleep Number, not Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number.
See, I'm not a sushi person.
Okay, but I'm just saying the variety. They these some chicken, broccoli, and rice kids. I'm like, all right. But damn, we got pasta station one night, Asian persuasion night. We got Mexican night. We got some nice things.
Right.
Culture, food, variety. And they all chicken fingers and fries. I'm like, man, y'all boys don't appreciate nothing. So we I wouldn't want to take time to be interested in their palates because it'd be real bland. I get bored, just give them peanut butter and jelly. Hell, most of them wanted peanut butter and jelly over some of the food we done had. So whatever. That's why they underweight. I was never underweight. I was always on weight, good for weight. They ain't never had to say, pack me no extra nothing. I was good. Eat my meals. You're gonna be fine. Football players that's watching this, just eat your training table. Stop being so picky. You can't snack your way to weight. There's not enough protein, banana, chocolate smoothies. There's not enough peanut butter sandwiches at night that will get you to weight like a regular meal.
So you talking about what? 4 meals a day?
You in college, man. You can eat now.
See, I lost weight in college. I don't know about everybody else. I came home and my mother was looking at me like,
you must have been on the move or something.
Man, she was asking me questions about substance abuse. You know what I mean? She was like, dude, why are you so skinny?
Shit, I'm on the move, Mom. I ain't sleeping. I'm up.
Yo, the food was terrible. The only thing I ate was pizza at night. And that's it. Maybe some chips. That's college life, bro.
You ain't treating yourself right, Shaun. That is not college life.
No, but once I began to work for the football office my sophomore year, though.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to be around training table.
Oh, yeah.
I was getting a T-bone like every other day.
Yeah, you start getting bougie with it. Oh, I wanted filet, man. Come on, give me well done. Don't be giving me this. I deserve a little bit better.
Yeah, that freshman year was all about Gumby's pizza. That's it. Everything else, man.
Shoot, now y'all probably got everything and some over there.
Oh, Champagne looks totally different now. Totally different. Everything's down there now. Hey, they got Chick-fil-A on campus.
Oh, hell yeah. Florida had that. When that opened on campus, it shut down the whole campus. I'm like, why y'all like Chick-fil-A so much? But man, you put that in the center of campus?
So, Chick-fil-A or Cane's?
Man, something's been going on in that Chick-fil-A formula with the nuggets. It ain't been the same for me.
It ain't been hitting?
Cane's have never really been hitting for real because it's just super bland.
Right, at all.
But you get the munching on it after a while. You're like, all right, I can take it, whatever. But Chick-fil-A got the better sides. I like the little mac and cheese here and there. They got the good shakes. Can't go wrong with the shakes.
So
the salad with the chicken fingers on it. The salad with the crispy chicken nuggets on it.
Yeah,
undefeated. It's fire. With the ranch, avocado, whatever.
With avocado ranch dressing, yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, that's like Chick-fil-A is like Notre Dame's running game.
Oh yeah.
Cane's is like the passing game. It's been
Cane's
bland.
Sure.
It's been bland. It's been bland, Left.
It's been bland.
Yeah.
And we done try to tease you with a Tobias Polynesian sauce. Just dip it in the sauce. Just dip it in the sauce once or twice. but that's not the passing game. The passing
You
game
said
is
a,
the long chicken fingers.
you said a Tobias Polynesian sauce. I like
Yeah,
that.
we've been dipping the little Tobias sauce, thinking we got the better meal. No, that's just the sauce. That is just the sauce. But what makes the difference is I do think that with our running game being, I think, still effective, still what it was last year, maybe even better. Sam's value has to come in at some point. And I would prefer it to be more of an impact than a running game. Because if it is, we can win the whole thing. Think of Alabama every year they won it. The running game was there anytime they needed it. But what took Alabama over is when they had a Heisman receiver, when they started putting dudes in the league at receiver and quarterback. Because Alabama always had a run game. Always. Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, right? Before the pass game. Hell, they got Derrick Henry when they got a pass game.
Right.
Bo Scarborough, all these top running backs. So for Sam Hartman to be more effective than the run game is the challenge. If you can't be more effective than the run game, then that's why Vegas is looking at us like it's no different. You got a guy that just can't take you over the massive hump and benefit that the run game gives you. If he can't do better than that, we can't give you more wins. So that's the greatest challenge for Sam is, can you be more important in the run game? Can we feel more comfortable watching Notre Dame football, throw the football, as opposed to the comfortability we inherently feel turning or handing it off? When we can get that feeling better, because guess what USC feels? USC's like, well, shit, I'd rather throw it than run it. I don't care if it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 100, 3rd and 38, 3rd and 48. We got Caleb Williams.
Right.
And 3rd and 1 running the ball when we got Caleb Williams, I think that's a stretch. I might want to throw it. 3rd and 1 for Notre Dame right now, we know what we're doing. Everybody knows what we're doing. But I think that's where the next level comes into, is because with a Alabama team like Bryce Young, their run game was pretty significant. But when teams won't let you run, because not every team can let you run, you got to be able to be effective throwing the football. We feel like we have a guy that's able to be effective, but at the same time, your impact has to be valued more than what an Aldridge and a Jadarian and all these guys we got, which are great guys. It's hard to overcome that. But that's really where the crux of our offense is right now. Until we were not going to stop being good running the football. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to go down to go up somewhere. We got to elevate our passing above our run game, which is, I mean, you talking about a huge gap considerably. Most teams have closed that gap with generational quarterbacks. Clemson closed it. Alabama closed it. You know, all the teams that are winning closed it pretty much. Yeah. Hell, Georgia had a great run game. Still has a great run game. They had Dalvin Cook brother. Yeah. Herschel Walker's son. And Stetson Bennett's value, throwing 6 touchdowns over 400 yards in the championship game. That's just better. Do you imagine Sam Hartman doing that with the type of run game that we have? We would literally score 65 points also in the national championship.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we have to find the value from Sam, is that, those 3 games are very important. But against Ohio State, you got to be the main guy. It can't be the run game that's going to win us this game, because it wasn't the run game for Ohio State that won it for them last year. It was them 2 or 3 drives at the end where their quarterback was like, gosh darn it, I'm number 2 pick in the draft. Eat my shorts. I'm a 1, 2, 3, 4 throws. I'm going to take y'all out of this game because I'm better than you. Yeah, the run game started coming on late, but even with that, them 3 or 4 throws that took us out is the difference. And when we play Ohio State this year, our run game's going to be there, but it's not going to be the the defining factor of us scoring the 40 points we need to. Sam's got to be the defining factor of why we scoring 40 points against Ohio State, or we're not going to win. And Aldridge can have 200 yards, and Jadarian can have a couple long. It won't be enough, because when it comes down to that third down, and Sam Hartman got to put it in the bucket, got to put it in the end zone. They're not giving us the run. They done sold out on the run, like every team has done to us in every big game in the last 5 years, 5, 6 years. They have sold out on not letting us run the football. Sam, you got to be that too. And when that value is over the run game, I would feel eyes closed, say we win the national championship. But if he's not the X factor, he's no different than Ian. He's no different than Ian. He is no different than the man Ian Book. Hell, I would prefer Ian Book, because at least he's been there first. We don't know this dude. He could be a jerk or something if we lose him. You don't know what he like. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's what my importance. If I'm Marcus Freeman, I'm telling Sam, listen, you're gonna get everything you want here, but you got to be more important in our running game. Because Tyler Buckner wasn't, and Tyler was serviceable. But hell, Tyler Buckner's not more important in the running game down in Alabama right now. And that's why they don't know who's going to start. They started talking about Dylan Lonergan as a possible starter down in Alabama. That's crazy. So I do think that Vegas sees our under-hidden issues. We see it, but can Jared Parker see it? That's the question we got to ask ourselves. And if he is able to help Sam be more important, not make Sam more important by just throwing it 50 times a game, but you can do your running and all that stuff, but are you going to put Sam in good positions where he can show his best and we can give you our best in the pass game in situations that matter, with like a free call, like you getting some momentum shit. The scripted ain't working. Damn it, we ain't working. Sam, what's our go-to? Sam, what's our go-to call to your guy Tyree? We just gotta have those plays. We just got to. It ain't nothing you can really plan for.
Yeah.
It's just, Sam, you're comfortable with these plays with these guys when it all going down. Because damn, I can't script everything perfect. And I don't think Jared Parker should go in thinking that. Hell, you got the house money. Marcus Freeman done did all the hard work, done brought all the players in needed. Now I'm like, look, I can only lead you to water. I can't make you drink it. That's his approach. I can only lead you to it. But damn it, if you don't throw that strike in the whole shot, Sam Hartman, when it's dialed up, I can't be too mad. I'll put Kenny Minchie in there.
You know what, Left? First of all, we need to be healthy. And only losing Aiden Gabar and Kevin Bauman to injuries. They both had successful surgery, according to Marcus Freeman. The team is healthy, which is great. But the surprise of the camp has been the defensive line. And remember, 2 weeks ago, I said, look, I got a funny feeling that this defensive line is going to surprise a lot of people. Because there's just too many talented guys for them not to make an impact. Yeah, we might not have the big 300-pounder defensive tackle. That's, a first-round pick. We might not have the legendary defensive line coach like Ohio State. But you got Josh Burnham, who I told people last year has an incredible first step when I watched him as a freshman. He just needs to put some weight on. We've been waiting for Jordan Botello for a long time. You got John the Baptist, transfer from Ohio State. Riley Mills, Mr. Consistency. Howard Cross. It's just too many pieces for that defensive line not to be better. Jason Anye, Tyson Ford, Big K. just too many pieces. And for them to step up, I love hearing the fact that they were giving the offensive line hell. Because you have studs in that offensive line, and you kept hearing week after week, this defensive line is giving this offensive line hell. You know something else I was reminded of, and I'll get back to that when I was on left. You taught me a valuable lesson, bro. There is no such thing in football as elite offensive line play.
No.
If you see elite offensive line play, it's an anomaly.
Yeah, no, for real.
I'm watching the NFL. Everybody's offensive line sucks.
Oh, bro, because it's just
everybody.
Listen,
and I'm like, wait a minute, bro.
Yeah.
This is the case in the NFL too. I'm like, man.
Listen, when you got
NFL, college,
it's because you got to think. One, they don't have enough practice time, which is why Harry Heastead never really wanted to be in the NFL that long. Is because there's not a lot of time that you have where you can build what Notre Dame has been consistent with in developing the O-line as a unit, like traveling around together, watching film together. NFL is too disconjointed to have that strong of a bond, because that's like having a starting five for basketball, like the Michigan starting five. Them boys been playing together for a good amount of time. And so, certain things that happen in a game, they know how to all respond well together. There's no different than the offensive line, especially the legendary one we built at Notre Dame. All those guys were on the same page. In the NFL, it's so hard because you have super, super, super talented defensive linemen mixed with guys that have nothing to do all day but to figure out how to break up that five y'all got in front. It's too hard. On top of just the physicality. I mean, you got Jadeveon Clowney, bro. Come on. Not enough scheme in the world. Max Crosby, not enough scheme in the world. You're going to have to take a one-on-one at some point. And them dudes just freaks, man. Them dudes be training every day. Like, what do you want? So,
but it bodes well. It bodes well because I love the offensive line being challenged.
Oh, yeah.
During fall camp.
But that's
what
makes
the fact that they were challenged.
That's what makes it so beautiful about a Kyle Shanahan or good offensive minds and stuff, is that that's what you're beating play in to play out. The D-line. You're trying to see how many plays can I get off without the D-line being in the way. That means I got to move the pocket. I got to get it out quick. I got to develop my shots. And having an O-line that can't hold, I got to, so that's what makes the game so hard, is because how do you manage the crazy D linemen that keep coming out every year? Every year, D linemen are just popping up everywhere, and they all fast, they all long. So for a guy like or for Notre Dame as a program to have an average O-line is shocking, but to the rest of the world, that's like y'all on pace with everybody else.
Basically.
Because Alabama and Georgia, they, it is what it is over there.
Alabama and Georgia just go get big boys. That's all they do.
Yeah, and then those are the ones that are coached the best out of the other ones. But still, you can still look at Ohio State, Georgia. They were still getting their O-line looking regular on both sides. On both sides.
Yeah.
But the difference are those quarterbacks, those X-factor players.
Players.
Those are the ones that make it like, okay,
backs. Yeah,
we can work with this.
Yeah,
it may not be ideal.
Like Jay says, Riley Mills is 6'5", 315. Riley Mills is 315. He's not taking two blockers and holding the point. That's not the type of football player he is. Notre Dame still needs to find those guys in recruiting.
And that's okay that
find those guys. Yeah.
And it's okay that he's not, but at the same time, like, Riley Mills' impact is going to be on a different level as well, though, too,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm shocked Riley Mills wasn't a captain. I'll keep it a buck.
Shocked?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why shocked, though?
I'm shocked. I thought he would be one of the captains.
But on what basis, I guess? He's not the best player on the defense. He's a D lineman. He's not very vocal. He's not like a
no, he is vocal. He is vocal. If you go to practice, Riley Mills is one of the main ones talking.
Okay, you're okay. I'm sorry.
In the defensive line unit. I'll say in the defensive line unit.
Oh, but that okay.
So he's respected. He's respected. Because when they lined up, they have like 7, 8. No, I think they have like 9 guys that lead the drills. And you could tell those are like the respected guys or the guys that would be up for captaincy. Cam Hart was one. JD was one. Kaiser was actually one. Joe Alt was one. Yeah, Jack Kaiser was one. Joe Alt was actually one. Sam Hartman. DJ Brown was one. So you knew those would be the guys that the team that was choose from. But, Riley Mills was one. Yeah, I thought Riley Mills had a shot. I thought Aldrich Estime had a shot. I thought he had a shot. But yeah, look, that passing offense is going to take a major step forward if Notre Dame ends up, because we're going to do our predictions later in the week. I have a number that I'm going back and forth on as far as number of wins. Take another day or two to think about it. But I think it's a good season ahead of us for Notre Dame fans.
That's right.
I think it's a good season. Lucky Lefty podcast. How comfortable are you with Sam Hartman getting hurt and missing a game right now?
Well, if it's right now, it's not that big of a deal. Ohio State would be a big deal. Yeah, if you missing the 3 games you were signed for, it's a big deal. How about that?
The way they talk about Steve Angeli, or the way they have spoken about him lately, he can beat everybody outside of the big 3 games, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. We, he didn't get to Notre Dame. He couldn't do that. You know what I mean? He may not be the guy that we looking to lead the cavalry, but he qualifies to be at Notre Dame because he can win all the games that you're supposed to win. I think he's, he may lose a couple here or there, but he's got enough to get there, which I think, is good. Like hell, Ian was good enough to win the games he was supposed to win. And he became the all-time winningest quarterback. But when it came to winning anything of importance, we knew that probably wasn't his greatest strength. But, that's hard to do. Shit. That's why it's only a couple first rounders every year.
By any chance, did you get a chance to watch your boy Air Nolan Friday night against Juju Lewis?
No, I did. nice. I like Juju. I like Juju Lewis better.
Juju just committed to USC.
Of course he did. Like the dude is
I like Juju. I like Juju a lot.
I like Juju way better. Like he's one of them ones. He's one of them. He fits in that Trevor, Deshaun Lawrence, Caleb category. He's gonna be very special. I mean, the man just even in the loss, I felt like he should have won. Like he still won to me.
I didn't like that last play call.
I didn't either. But
bringing a tight end across.
Every loss that he's had, even though he's Alabama commit, that's why they went to their best player. But any loss that he's had, he's never played bad.
No,
like the loss they had last year, he had like 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. He just ran out of time. Like he's a beast. I'm a big fan of Julian Lewis. Now, Eric Nolan's he's very, very nice as well. I think he'll have he'll have an easy time at Ohio State, but forecasting that in the future, obviously.
I think didn't he decommit from Ohio State?
Oh, did he?
I think he did, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, damn, if he did, then that's good for us. But I think he's gonna be an impact player, a good college quarterback, fun to watch, very Marcus Vick-ish to me. Just the way he plays. I think his maturity throughout his college time would define his NFL future as well. I mean, I just think Julian already there. That's what I say. I just think Julian already. He just need a year in college to just polish everything up, and he's ready to go.
That was my first time watching Julian Lewis, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, "Yo, this kid is
good, bro. He's just really good. Like he's so poised, and I think
composure. Yes,
he just looks so. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
you know what you're doing. You're a dangerous man. And Jelly never looks like you know what he's doing. So that's why I get a little concerned.
Well, Angeli, man, he knows the playbook.
That doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything.
That's half the battle.
No, it's not. Half the battle is being able to execute the playbook. Knowing the playbook.
That's you're getting it to the 60-70% you can actually execute.
Knowing it, you might
if you can't be in the huddle and spit the play out.
Some guys can't. It was tough. It's not an easy thing. It was tough for me at some spots, learning how to do it. But hell, it's after the play that matters about Angeli to me.
Right. Of course.
And I just think that it's more of a talent thing than it is his non-understanding. I think he knows what's going on. Hell, you better know what's going on. But
you hope.
It's just the whole I think it's a field thing too with some people. Some people feel like at ease when certain guys run into the game. When Jack Cohn ran into the game, we kind of felt a little bit at ease. We knew he couldn't mess it up too much, but we also knew that if you let him hang around, Jack gonna make some throws. Now, if you let him hang around long enough, he gonna make something happen. With Angeli getting in the game, I'm just like, all right, let's just get this clock ran out. Let's not make too many mistakes. You know what I mean? So I think Angeli needs to focus on changing his narrative from a comfortability, like hanging around Sam Hartman like his little brother is not helpful to the narrative of we feeling confident. If you run out there, you're not holding somebody's hand. You know what I mean? I feel pretty comfortable with Kenny, even though he may have some mistakes early on, but he's making those mistakes because he's trying. He's trying. He's out there. So if Sam goes down right now, cool, but he better be ready for the games he signed for.
Hey man, I'm excited. 2:00 on Saturday. Notre Dame jumps it off for the football season in week 0. Left, how many points you think? 40? You need to see 40?
Yep, need to see 40. Need to see 40. If it will forecast a great future seeing 40. You know what I mean? Nobody want to see Gus go in there and score 28. He ain't fly that far. He ain't fly that far.
Hey,
Score points.
you know what time it is.
Petticoat, petticoat, petticoat junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, pettiest story of the day brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. That premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. A lot of people want Dan Mullen on the petty train. I'm going to go a step further left. The Chicago White Sox, bro. Story came out yesterday that they are considering moving where they now play, Guaranteed Rate Field, and going to the western suburbs.
Out there with the Bears? Arlington?
Somewhere out that way, dog.
Good grief. I might have to call the team something else. Can't call Chicago no more.
Not only that, this man is considering moving the Chicago White Sox out of the state if they don't find a viable spot.
Out of the state?
Possibly Nashville.
Wow.
I hold my peace on owners. This is the first time I've literally wanted something bad to happen to an owner.
Yeah, you try to move the team, man.
Like, I don't know what we're talking about here, Left. What are we doing? What's next? He gonna move the Bulls?
He do own both. He make money with the Bulls, though. He ain't moving them.
I don't understand it, man. You gotta put Jerry Reinsdorf on the petty train, bro.
If you had to take a step back and look at it from a business perspective, is it smart?
What to move? What to move the stadium?
To move outside the state?
Well, he tried it before. He tried to move to Tampa before the current Tampa Bay organization moved there. He threatened to move to Sarasota. This was years ago.
If he keep looking, he gonna find something. That's what they say.
Hey, man, look. Mad petty. Just mad petty. I'm done with it. Shout out to the Indianapolis Colts for giving Jonathan Taylor the right to go find a trade. I think it's mad petty the way they treated him.
100%.
But at least they gave him the opportunity to go find his next organization.
I mean, after they done did all that, I mean, damn, that's the least you can do.
Left, What's your setup for Saturday?
Got to get my buffalo dip. Got to get my nice specialty drinks. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure my phone's charged. And the kids got to be quiet, man. So I got to give them what they like.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. And Marcus Freeman better be ready.
I have to have an empty house. That's it.
Yeah. Because I agree with you. I don't like the whole chatting while I'm watching the game thing. Like,
no.
Don't be
No, we're not gonna be cool.
Yeah, that's like, no, man. Leave me alone. I'm doing this.
We're glad to be back. We're refreshed. Tomorrow we'll dig into Navy, the matchups, and Notre Dame individually, and what we look forward to them doing in this matchup in 96 meeting against Navy. Third time they've met the midshipmen over in Ireland. Should be dope. So for the original Lefty himself, I'm Shaun Davis. We bid you adieu until tomorrow, same time, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Make sure you spin it different.